Beware of
Hello
sinusitis.
everybody. I don't usually make videos, but okay. So I'm actually making this video to spread awareness to a lot of people that maybe has the same problem like me. So at the beginning of the year, I had my nose was blocked. I suffered from sinusitis. I never grew up I never grew up with sinus. Never had a problem with my sinuses. Just all of a sudden, because I just like anybody else, I thought it was a cold that I had, like a severe cold. I think it was in March, end of March, beginning of April, and then I think in April month for the first time, I asked my husband to take me to the pharmacy to get some nasal spray, and I got the Eliadin drops. And I used the Eliadin drops, but it only worked for that moment, and then it was blocked again, but it was only on the one side. So what happens, I went to the private doctor, and I went about 3 times because I was given Genimus. I was given Genimus. I was put on a Genimus treatment. Like the doctor said, it was for about 3 months. And then I went back and I told the doctor, but this isn't working. The medication that he gave me, the Fixo, I was put on the Fixo, and then another antihistamine tablet, like for allergies and for allergies, etc. That also didn't work. I went back to the doctor. The doctor asked me, is it fine that he can send me to Melomed so that I can see an ENT specialist? Okay, I went to Melomed. The appointment was booked for the next Thursday. I went to Melomed. Got my Melomed. I still paid a fee because it was private. I still paid 1,500 rand consultation fee. Got to Melomed. There was a tumor in my nose, and the tumor was growing, and the doctor put me on the Genimus because he thought that the Genimus was going to shrink it, and the Genimus did not do that. It didn't shrink at all. It was like growing. And then the ENT specialist at Melomed told me that it was that he did an endoscopic procedure on my nose, and then he said that he saw it on the camera that it's nasal polyps. That is what the ENT specialist told me, that it's nasal polyps. And the nasal polyps is my nose is full of nasal polyps. That's what the ENT specialist told me. And then he said he's gonna book me for Grooteske, but I'm gonna have to go for operation. And because my ear was also blocked, I couldn't hear anything in this ear. It wasn't like the other side of the ear. I could feel the difference. And then he blew out my ear. He took a lot of wax out and so on. Then when I got to Grooteske, actually I was struggling to get into Grooteske because Grooteske then told me when I found that there's nothing on the system. And I was like crying because of the pain. I had severe pain in my face because of the buildup of the mucus, because my nose was blocked, my nose was runny. I couldn't be around people. I couldn't socialize with people. I couldn't be in groups of people. I couldn't be around no one. When I went into the shop, in my car was always full of toilet paper because I always had to walk with tissues on me wherever I went, and it was disturbing my daily life. So when I called Grooteske, God was so good. God was so good. I called Grooteske, and then I spoke to the ward clerk, and then she told me that there's nothing on the system, that Melomed booked me with Grooteske, but now she's gonna book me for the 1st of October. And the 1st of October I went to Grooteske for my appointment, because I can remember it was 2 weeks before the 1st of October that she gave me that date, because I still asked her, isn't there an earlier date, because I can't take it anymore because of the pain. I asked her, is there no earlier date? She said to me, no, unfortunately there isn't, because ENT is only on a Wednesday, and that for the nose, ear, nose and throat, and that appointment was booked for me for a Wednesday, the 1st of October, right? I got to the doctor to Grooteske the 1st of October. What they did was they did again the endoscopic procedure where they put the camera up in my nose to see what it is, blah blah blah, and doctor examined me and so on. Then, like, this is where it comes in. Grooteske gave me a date for the 25th of November. That was for my CT scan, and then another date for the 10th of December. That was the day where I had to go for the result of the CT scan. Then they were going to decide when they were going to operate. But the sting, mind you, the sting was already growing in my nose. It was here was a bump, like you could see inside my nose. It was almost like it was swollen. And then I was so angry, and I said to the sister, but you can't give me this date because I can't take it anymore. The pain, you guys can see what's going on my nose. And the sister is looking at me like I'm stupid. And she said, but that's all that she can do. And I went to the doctor and I told the doctor, no, I can't. It's too long because then I must sit with this pain. And the doctor told me, okay, what he's going to do. And he called again and he got me an early appointment. He said, okay, my date is for the 14th of the 14th of November. Sorry, the 14th of October. That was the first, yes. They said the 14th of October I should come for the CT scan. Then they were gonna give me a date for to come back for the result. I think that was the 2 weeks after that. So what happens was the week of the 8th, the Monday, all of a sudden my nose started bleeding. The Monday night. The Tuesday morning I went and I asked my sister to drive me to Grooteske emergency because I'm under Grooteske now, so I'm not gonna waste any time with this. I went to emergency, got to emergency. They gave me the doctor told me that they see that I'm a patient of ENT, and he got hold of the doctors at ENT, and I was crying over the phone. He put me on the phone with the doctor, and I told the doctor I can't take it anymore. And I was crying because I have 3 children that I'm looking after. I just can't take this pain. I don't sleep. I can't breathe at night. I was scared that I was like one morning just gonna not be there anymore because what can happen in my sleep. And then he said, okay, the doctor told me that they're going to give me a morphine injection. They gave me a morphine injection. The doctor said that was a Tuesday. The doctor said I must come back the Wednesday. Okay, so the Wednesday, myself and my mom went to the hospital. And I drove myself to the hospital that day. The morning I got there, all of a sudden, because the doctor told me over the phone that the next day I must come, the professor will be there and they will make me a first priority. I got there to the ENT room and they examined me, and the doctor said that they need to do a CT scan. But the CTs after they do the CT scan, then only they can do a biopsy. That is just procedure, but to please me, because I was going on because I'm frustrated and I'm angry because I just want this thing out of my nose. And then they said, then the doctor said, okay, just to please me, he's gonna do the biopsy. And the doctor did the biopsy. No, he didn't do the biopsy. He wanted to do the biopsy. I went into the room and he put some of the spray in my nose, and he said I must just wait 10 minutes. And I went back in, and then God is so good that they didn't even work on my nose. All that they did was just put the light in my nose to see, and then the blood just flew from my nose. And the doctor was telling the other doctor, give me gauze, and it was just like a madhouse. And all the nurses came in and the professor came in, and God is so good to me. That day, on the 8th of October, the professor came in and the professor said, no, but they can't send me home now. They need to admit me. They need to do an emergency operation. They need to do an emergency CT scan. Okay, I was there the 8th. They admitted me the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, the Friday. The 8th was on the Wednesday. The Friday, the doctor came to me. The doctor said to me, okay, they're going to do the operation the Tuesday, but then also they're going to have to do an embolization the Monday because of the blood, to stop the blood. So I had 2 operations, the Monday and the Tuesday. Okay, when the operation was done, the Tuesday, doctor came to me. Doctor said to me, was any doctor here by you? And I was like, no one was here. That was after the operation. Now I came out of the operating room about 11 o'clock. And the night past 6, I think it was after they were done. And the doctor came to me and the doctor said, they got while I was on the operation table, because they couldn't do the biopsy the first time because of the bleeding. They did the biopsy while I was on in the operating room, and took a piece, and it was cancerous. The piece that they took out was cancerous, and they said they took everything out, all the others out, and then they sent that also away. So they were waiting on the result. So I now have to go for an MRI scan so that they can see where there is still pieces of the tissue, because they couldn't take everything out, because that would mean taking parts of my eye. So they had to do the MRI to see how far it is and if there is still left and whatsoever. But I'm gonna have to go for chemo and radiation therapy and so on and so forth. By the time when the doctor told me that, I was like so dumbfounded that I looked at the doctor, and I felt like I just wanted to laugh at her, because like I was alone there when she told me that, and then she told me no, but I'm not in danger and so on and so forth. And that is just what I want to bring to everybody's attention, that with me what's happening, like they diagnosed me with nasopharyngeal cancer. It's like a sinus type of cancer, but it's very rare. So I'm currently still under Grooteski Hospital. I'm feeling fine. I feel myself. I feel fine. God is good to me. And all of a sudden, then I just thought, no, man. I just think this is God that's bluffing, man. This is God that's just trying to intervene here. I don't have any cancer, because me always saying that I was going to give my heart to God. I have nothing to lose. I gave my heart to God. I gave myself over to Him, and I feel good, really. I feel good. I'm currently awaiting my date for chemo, the first week in December. But awareness to everybody that has the nasal polyps, that think it's nasal polyps, go have yourself checked. Don't let the doctors tell you that you must wait, or you must wait till next year, because I feel like I was so lucky, because to get the operation you need to wait months. Some people wait years. So what happened when my nose started bleeding, that was God's intervention, because I could have still waited. I could have still waited, and my nose would have stood like balls if I could have still waited, and it would have spread. I believe I don't have any cancer, but this is just protocol, because they got that piece that was cancerous, so they just need to do their work. So they need to send me for the chemo, and they need to send me for the radiation, and I'm prepared for that. I put God first in everything I do. But awareness to everybody that has problems with their nose, that noses are blocked. I never had sinus. I never suffered from any sinus problems. I never suffered from any nose problems. I don't have chronic illnesses. I don't have high blood pressure, diabetes, nothing like that. But now, I was diagnosed with cancer, with nasopharyngeal cancer. So awareness to each and every person that is going through the same thing that I'm going through, that doesn't even know. I mean, I could have been negligent and just left it like that and thought, het gaan uitval, because some of us do have that. Het gaan regkom. See to it that you get yourself checked out. Even if it's private, even if it's public, get yourself checked out by your doctors. Tell the doctor, let them examine you. Do what's necessary for your health, because you don't want to wake up when it's too late. I mean, it could have been much worse for me, but I think this is just God's way of drawing me closer to Him and putting me on the right path. But asseblief mense, go have yourself checked out when you have a tumor in your nose. Even if it's a small bump in your nose, go have it checked out. Stand your ground, and you want to be examined, stand your ground. If I wouldn't have asked the doctor or moaned that they were the nurse for earlier date, then I would have waited till December, then that whatever was in my nose would have spread. But God is good. We serve a miracle God, really. As iemand nou nog vir jou sê, daar sê Here nie, dan weet ek nie. But like I say, if you have a growth in your nose, go have it checked out. Please, people. Nasopharyngeal cancer. I'm not the only one that was diagnosed with it. There was another lady, and it's very rare, like doctors say. They're still doing research on it and whatsoever. We all know about the breast cancers, the womb cancers, the prostate cancers and brain cancers and whatsoever. But nasopharyngeal cancer is what I was diagnosed with, and doctor said it's rare. So have yourself checked out, please. The reason I'm doing this video is just to share awareness there to someone. There is someone out there. There was no one that I could get info from, but there's today someone that can get info from me. According your nose, if you have something in your nose, go and have it checked out. It might be something, it might be not, but rather safe than sorry. Please guys, be safe and always put God first in everything that you do.